Hello dear children. Today we are going to discuss a chapter for class 9th. The name of the chapter is No Men Are Foreign. This is written by James Kirkup. This, dear children, is James Falconer Kirkup. He's an English poet, translator and travel writer. He has written 30 books, autobiographies, novels and plays. He was born on 23rd April 1918 in United Kingdom. He got his education from Durham University. Some of the famous books that he has written are No More Hiroshimas and many more. His genre was poetry, fiction and journalism. He died on 10th May 2009 in Andorra. Remember, no men are strange, no countries foreign. Beneath all uniforms a single body breathes, like ours. The land our brothers walk upon is earth like this in which we all shall lie. They, too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvests, by war's long winter starved. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read, a labor not different from our own. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispose, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other, it is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no countries strange. So, this poem written by Kirkup is about strangeness and that no men are actually foreign. The concept of global brotherhood and equality without any kind of prejudice, that no one is a foreigner or a stranger, that humanity is the same all over the world, and in harming anyone we are harming ourselves. In destroying another country, we are destroying our own earth. Humanity is a unified entity. The poem is obviously a strong plea of universal brotherhood. It's a post-colonial poem which talks of globalization and its resultant human unity worldwide. It was written around late 1940s when the entire colonial world was revolting against their oppressors. The poem begins by asking us to constantly remind ourselves that no human being is strange or different. Beneath the superficial surface of our bodies, all human beings have hearts, minds, and souls. It also talks about the futility of war. Divisive mindsets caught up in war, they need to remember, behind such superficial uniforms are living and breathing human beings just like you and me. It beautifully builds humanity in each human being. Also, we need to raise our level of consciousness, deeper and spiritual level. The poet then reminds us that by trying to hate and even exploit others and their lands, betraying and condemning ourselves, exploitation will only lead to superficial short-term success and no deep or spiritual kind of redemption. In the last lines of this compelling poem, the poet again reminds us that taking arms against each other, that is war, is in fact futile. Human earth is ruined because of war, hatred and exploitation. The earth can become ravaged and polluted through war, and because of constant firing, destruction and piling of dust and debris. Every human being is nourished by sun, air and water, so there is equality. People are adapted to different conditions and situations, but all are one spirit. We need to sustain our lives during peacetime. Otherwise, we'll starve to death if wars disrupt on earth. Any division of labor is superficial. Our hands, whether we are in a digital field, an agricultural field, or any other field, our hands speak of the humanity, souls and minds capable of loving, feeling and thinking. Now, because of this destruction, the air that we breathe is polluted. Poem also constantly puts stress on the line that no men are foreign and no country is strange. The earth is one, and all men living in this earth are equal. We are all one in the spirit. Encourage mutual respect. Dialogue for a truly humane, just and sustainable world in the future. So we should not consider anybody as a foreigner, a stranger, because we are all men and we live in the same earth. The earth is our home. That was the summary of the poem, No Men Are Foreign. Now, dear children, there are some poetic devices, or what we also call as literary devices, used in the poem that I will discuss. First, the rhyme scheme. There is no identifiable rhyme scheme in this poem. That means it's a blank verse. Apostrophe. Now, this is a poetic device that the poet has used in this poem. What is apostrophe? This device is used when a poet addresses his or her poem to an absent audience. In this poem, apostrophe as he addresses all his advice directly to his readers, which means the readers is an absent audience in the poem. They're absent in the poem. They are not the character inside the poem, but the poet still addresses them. The device or the technique used is known as apostrophe. Another poetic device that has been used in this poem is metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison made between two different things or ideas. It's an implied comparison. In this poem, in the third line, as he compares his fellow human beings with his own brothers, is a metaphor. And in the sixth line, he compares war with winter, since reduced resources are available at both those sides at last time. And then when he compares wars with hells, that again is a metaphor. Polysyndeton. This device consists in the use of several conjunctions in close succession, especially where some could otherwise be omitted. In this poem, in the fifth line, sun and air and water, repeating the conjunction and unnecessarily. This technique is known as polysyndeton. Next poetic device that has been used in the poem is transferred epithet. This device is used when an emotion is attributed to a non-living thing after being displaced from a person, most often the poet himself or herself. In this poem, the poet uses the device in the sixth line, the phrase peaceful harvests, where the quality of being peaceful, which is an animate quality, has been transferred to inanimate harvests, making it a device known as transferred epithet. It is not the harvests themselves that are peaceful, but peaceful social and political conditions that prevent a shortage of crops or famine and make harvests possible. That is how a quality has been transferred from animate to inanimate, and the device is known as transferred epithet. Now, this is a short analysis of the poem No Men Are Foreign. There are divisions based on nation, caste, color, creed or religion, and these divisions are baseless. The similarity in our basic needs is same across the globe, and we have a common source of origin. We're dependent on the same resources for our survival. We should shun all violence of all kinds. We should unite to make our lives better. Single body breathes refers similarity between all human beings. Peaceful harvests refers civilization in progress. Everybody lives in harmony, and it calls people to liberate the world from man-made barriers and parochialism, that is narrow outlook. Thank you. I hope you have understood the poem.